I'm going to walk you through how to do some of the things in the calculator. Okay, so the first one is going to be the intercept method, which could also be called zeros or roots. Okay, so I'm going to type one equation into y equals, and this is going to be 4x to the power of 4 minus 2x. Oops, hang on. We're going to have to make sure we arrow down. After you do the power, arrow down, minus 2x minus 4. Okay, so for people that want to take a look in your notes, I'm doing the example on page 19. Okay, when you go to Zoom, okay, and you pick standard, that is the regular 10 by 10 graph paper. Okay, so I see the quartic right there. He's a little different than a parabola. And I'm going to go for this x-intercept right there, or 0, or the root. Okay, so what I'm going to do is second, calculate, or the trace button. Okay, and these are all the commands that we studied. So number 2 is the first one right here, 0. Okay, now you have to go left, left, left till you get to the left of the x-intercept and then hit enter. Then you go to the right, 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 passing up the x-intercept and hitting enter. Okay, and then as long as you go somewhere in the middle. Okay, so there's these little skinny lines, and in between those bars, the calculator is going to look for the x-intercept. Okay, and that's my guess. And so the answer here would be x is equal to negative 0.87. When you're finding zeros or roots or x-intercepts, we're not going to state the y value. This original problem didn't have any y's. It would be x equals. We're solving the equation. Okay, similarly, you would have to find that other solution. Okay, I'm going to turn to page 20 now. Okay, the intersection method is a little different. When you go to y equals, okay, you're going to have to enter two equations. So on page 20, I'm going to take the expression on the left, which is 4x to the power of 4. Oh, what's going on here? 4x to the power of 4 minus 18. And I'm going to type that into y1. Okay, I'm going to go to y2 and I'm going to type 2x minus 11. So with a problem like this, we're trying to see where does the left equal the right side. So you're always going to type in two graphs and you want to see where they equal each other. Okay, so once again, this is just a solving problem. So the answer is going to be x equals. When you go to second trace, we're going to pick intersect. So we're going to go to number 5. And using the intersection method, where do these two graphs intersect? And I notice it's way down low. I can't even see it. So this would be a good time to go to window. Okay, and we're going to change the window. So the lowest value for y right now, down the y-axis is negative 10. But I'm going to change that to say negative 20. Make sure that you use the negative sign for this and not the minus sign. Okay, hit enter. Okay, let's graph and see if we could see their intersecting points. Yes, I could see there's going to be two solutions to this. Okay, so I'm going to go for the one on the left. Let's find that intersection point. So second trace, okay, and now we're going to be using command number 5. Where do these two curves intersect? Once again, there's going to be 3 clicks. Could the first curve be y1? Enter, yes. Could the second curve be the line, the red line? Yes. Okay. Now the calculator says guess. Am I going for the intersection on the left or the right? For this one, I'm going to go for the one on the left for the first one. Okay. And then I'll do the one on the right in just a second. And then when you hit enter, okay, rounded nicely to 2 places, x is equal to approximately negative 1.05. Okay. Now there's another solution. You'd have to go and do all those steps again. Okay, let's go to the third page, which is local max and local minimum points. Okay, so for this, I'm going to do the example in your packet on page 21. This would just be one equation. I'm going to clear out all these other equations. And I'm going to type in the equation that says y equals x to the 4th. All these quartics. X to the 4th, make sure you get down out of the power. Minus 7x squared. Okay, the x button is right next to alpha right there. And then we have plus 6x. Okay, so when you're typing in one equation, like this quartic, up, down, I'm going to be looking for the points where he has a maximum or a minimum. A couple of things I noticed right away is I can't even see this minimum because I want to see farther down the y-axis. So we go to Window, and we're going to change the minimum. Let's make it be negative 30. Let's go down a little bit farther. If you go down to negative 30 and then go back to the graph, if you can see all the max and mins, you're good to go. Okay, I'm going to go for the minimum point here on the left. There's a minimum, a maximum, and a minimum. Okay, so we're going to go second trace, and we're going to find the minimum. Okay, you have to go left, left, left until you go past the minimum. Is my cursor to the left of the minimum? Yes, so we can go ahead and enter. Then you go to the right, right, right of the minimum. Okay. Now you can't go so far right that you've actually passed up other maximum minimums because then the calculator has too much of a window to look. So you just want to make sure that you pass up the minimum that we're going for. Okay, but that we don't start interfering with other maximum and minimums. Okay, hit enter. So in between those blue lines, the calculator is going to look for a minimum point. And since this is a point, we're going to use parentheses, write them as coordinates, negative 2.06, and then negative 24.06. And that is just one minimum point that we found. We still have to find two more. Okay, some other nice features about the calculator. Quit is in blue right here. So if you hit second mode, okay, it quits you out of the graph. You're in the home screen. Okay, and this is where you could just do basic calculations. Hitting alpha, y equals, takes you to the fraction command, okay, which is very helpful sometimes when you're doing things. And I think that's all the calculator tips that I wanted to show you today. I hope this helps.